Hello, welcome to my kitchen, David's Kitchen. Hello, welcome. Today we're going to be making a kind of a quick meal you can make on the road in a motel room with a hot plate, for instance, or a microwave in the motel room. You can microwave water and get it ready. One of the few pastas you can use in making something on the go is egg noodle. Now, egg noodle will work with really hot boiling water, and you just put it in there. I'm going to go ahead and get that started on the back burner here at level 6 just to get started. We're going to boil some filtered water. So I'm going to get that started. That's primarily the ingredient in the pasta dish. Egg noodles are not published as non-GMO. I can't find a single non-GMO egg noodle on the market. And I've been to 4 stores. So I think the next market crash is coming next week. Whether there's going to be a big push for investment right after the accord or before the accord that he's striking with North Korea. But right afterward, depending on the results, the stock market will crash. All right. That's my prediction. But a crash nowadays is like a couple thousand points. It's not a big deal. So no need to worry about your 401ks yet. Okay. We don't have any funding, no, except for small donations here and there. We've been doing this to help people survive. The coming economy disaster is the shrinking of this credit economy that we've been constructing across the globe. My cat is trying to massage my feet. Hang on. Can you please play something? No, I can't play anything during the cooking show. No audio. I'll play something. Okay. You convinced me I had to play something. You just want to have some reason to get high or something? Okay, let's do Feeling Good.
But you give me all I need to be satisfied. 'Cause of you, I will try to keep my appetite for free life.
Okay, I promised, I delivered. There you go. I don't know if I can give you any more positive things to say about the stock market. If you're not diversified, you should diversify. Get some gold and silver, even buy some Bitcoin. Diversify. Assange has been missing for 45 days. Well, I think it's been a lot longer than that. I think he's been CGI replaced. Technologically speaking, they can replace these people with CGI now. Okay, so I've got one burner cooking over here. Level 6, getting the hot water going. I've got another burner back here that's going to be my cooking container. I'm going to get that level going to 3. The unique thing about cooking with sardines is if you get the ones with oil in them, you can actually cook with them. You can put them right in the oil. You just drain the oil right into the pan. So I am going to do that. Today I'm going to be cooking boneless sardines in 100% olive oil from Costco. I got these for about $1.30 a piece in bulk. $1.30 a piece. Now, I recommend stocking up on sardines. They've got 1,700 milligrams of omega-3 fatty acids in each one. I'm going to use 2 containers today, so that's $2.60. I got my egg noodles at $1.79, purchased at Safeway just a few minutes ago. Very affordable thing to carry in your bug-out bag on the road, along with the sardines. I'm going to carry, I carry seaweed with me. Now this is wakame or endami, whichever you pronounce it, and it's very good. We're going to rehydrate this pre-Fukushima seaweed. I'm so happy to have bought it right around Fukushima time. As soon as Fukushima happened, I went out and bought tons of this stuff because I knew that the waters in South Korea were going to be a little tainted due to the general radiation level increasing. So you can carry this dry in your car and just put a little bit of, it doesn't take a lot to rehydrate a big container. Just fill that up with water. And believe me, that'll soak up all that water right there. Almost a cup. Now I carry dried chives with me when I travel. So I'm going to put some chives in there too. Chives are really great to rehydrate. Onion powder you can take with you on the road. Onion flakes are really good. Garlic powder, garlic flakes. Try to avoid garlic salt or garlic or onion salt because that adds too much salt to your dinner. So I'm just going to add some chives to the top of this. Kind of rehydrate these too. But I also have onions today, so give it a little stir. I'm going to be cutting up some onions today, so we'll go ahead and put this on the side. I carry garlic with me whenever I travel. This is great stuff, organic. I got this up at Gilroy's. It's organic crushed garlic. Gilroy is the capital of garlic. Went through California a few weeks ago, had a great time. Yeah, we went to Zuma Beach. We went to Disneyland. We had a great time. Yeah, you don't have to do garlic. You don't have to do onion either. Oh, no. I use Italian seasoning on either recipe. There's seasoning in the sardines, believe it or not. When I get that oil on this pan, watch what's going to happen here. Yeah, it's starting to cook up. These sardines are pretty easy to open now. They're not like the old days when you had these metal things at the top. Now they put these aluminum wrappers. Just pull right up. See? I recommend this product at Costco. It's really good. It's boneless. So I'm going to put the oil in the packages in the pan. Look at all that oil and water. Just drain it all out. Don't put the sardines in yet. I'm going to put 2 packages and get this oil going. Meanwhile, my water is cooking. As soon as it comes to a boil, I'm going to put my egg noodles in there. Now, again, you can make this from a microwave in a motel room. Yeah, don't worry about how much oil you have in there. It's perfectly fine. It's going to be cooked with a lot of oil. And that's olive oil, so that's great. Okay. Good. Hope everyone's having a wonderful day. Yeah, Italian seasoning is going to go on top of the onions. And I'm going to cook up celery. I'm going to cut them a special way in this dish, not dice them. In going with the pasta Sardinia, which is coming out of a recipe out of my brain, I have no idea if such a thing exists. But it's nice to use a name like Sardinia, where sardines were first discovered. I was going to wear a leather jacket and talk kind of like a, no, I don't put the sardines in the microwave. God, I shouldn't have even mentioned the word microwave. If you're in a motel room, you can heat up water in a microwave, okay? Say you have no form of heat. This meal can be made with that water. Sardines are the chicken nuggets of the sea. Thank you. I'm glad to know. Hey, by the way, sardines are being fished out of the water so fast that if you don't buy some soon, there may be nothing left. They're not reforming. Sardines and herring populations are dying off worldwide. So. I know. Sardines are great baked with spinach. I would use spinach. Today I've got some old broccoli I'm going to cook up. So Since broccoli takes a little longer than everything, I'm just going to go ahead and cut that up with the onion and put that in there with some Italian seasoning on it. So I'll get to the sardines later. Meanwhile, that water is getting ready. And I'm going to cut these vegetables up. I've got the seaweed going. Look at that, it's already thick. Check this out. It's already thickening like that. I'm going to put the heads of these right in the oil. They're going to take some time to cook, so. Actually, I'm going to save the head. I'll just put one head in there for later. The heads can be cooked a little bit too fast, so I'm going to pass on the heads. Readjusting as we go. I'm going to go for the base and all these little things right here. Hold, please. One moment, please. Okay. You can kind of shave the stalk off the broccoli. Now, again, spinach is an excellent idea. I highly recommend it. But if you don't have spinach, you might as well just go this way. If you don't have any other vegetables, like onions, do that seaweed thing I was talking about. Dice any hard vegetables like this. Great, good. I'll just put those in on the oil. Get that going. Yeah, no, I keep onions in a plastic bag whenever I cook with an onion, and you got to keep it tight because it'll smell the whole refrigerator up otherwise. But these are organic onions. I'm going to go ahead and cook with these, rinsing them off. Peel that layer off. Just do a basic dice on these. Mushrooms are definitely an option for this meal, so you can use mushrooms if you have any. Canned mushrooms will do. You can carry a canned mushroom with you on a trip. I'm going to be adding a red base to this dish as well today to give it that Mediterranean flavor. So today I'm going to actually have some salsa that I picked up for a song. I got this whole thing for 99 cents. So I've got a little bit of the salsa left over. And I bought these for 50 cents each at the dollar store. Believe it or not, Hunt's is experimenting with organic tomato petite diced, and I went with it. It's non-GMO. I'm going 50 cents at the dollar store. I was really surprised at that. Okay, get those onions in on top of that oil. You don't want to put the base of the onion in there, but chop it up kind of with 1/4 inch size. All right, now I'm going to do the celery. Do you get a metallic taste off the foil lid? No, never had a problem with that ever. No, in fact, you rarely ever taste metallic unless you've got something sitting around for 10 years. Then it starts to get weird, especially if you got an acidic kind of food like tomato juice or tomato sauce. It's best to keep eating that rapidly. Like even these tomatoes I just bought about 3 or 4 months ago. I don't really like to keep those around long because the acids will burn into the metal and you will have a metal taste, and it's not good for you. But yeah, these dinners are apocalypse ready. I'm going to go with 3 stalks of celery from an organic bin that I picked up at Safeway. You know, I first introduced organics to Safeway back in the 1980s. I sat there and talked to the buyer, the manager of the Safeway grocery chain. I talked to him for about a half an hour about the importance of organics, and I delivered a marketing brochure, and I kind of convinced him to do it. He never ever ordered from me, but they went ahead and started their organic food production, and they have over 200 items at Safeway that are made organically. So they've really kind of been a trendsetter, and I really like that about Safeway. All right. They, of course, were bought up by various people, but yeah, let's take the brown part off of there and the base of the celery off of there. Give it a basic cut. We're going to go with a hash cut on this. So we're not going to take any strings off of celery. We're just going to leave it in there for roughage. You can take the strings off. Kind of goes sideways like that, like slivers. No more than a quarter of an inch thick. Okay, we're going to get that in right away. We'll put it right in the middle. And now you put your Italian seasoning on top. We'll wait on the broccoli florets and the mushroom. So go ahead and give it a good sprinkle of really a lot of Italian seasoning. I'd say about a half a teaspoon. You can wait on your garlic and wait on your tomatoes. All right, we're going to bring that temperature up to level 6. So both burners are at level 6 right now. We're getting the water going really fast. And then I'm going to add, once it's cooking, I'm going to add I'm going to add the tomato sauces. But first I'm going to put the seaweed that I'm rehydrating in on top of this. So right now I'm getting the oil to meld with the onions and the celery and the broccoli stalks, and imbuing the taste and the flavor of the Italian seasoning into that mix. Level 6 is a fusion cooking level that I use when making these mixes. I'm basically keeping all of the nutritious aspects of these vegetables together. And the cover's on, so they're kind of pushing into each other. Well, if you call sardine meat, you're right. It's technically fish, but you want to be really specific. I almost lost my little onions. I'm going to put these in there. Let's get that up really fast. Meanwhile, on the other burner over there, we've got the boiler is going. We're ready to go. Okay, good. This entire package of 12 ounces of egg noodle you can carry with you in your bug out bag. Very easy to rehydrate with boiling water. You can even have boiling water out of a microwave, like I said earlier, in a container, and preferably glass. And go ahead and put it right in there and then cover the lid, and it'll rehydrate. You'll have noodles ready to go for this dish. You can drain the water and then leave that same heat. Using that water, you can heat up any vegetables that you might have, or rehydrate seaweed like I was doing earlier. Hot water works even faster. The other thing is, you can meld your ingredients together in that hot container and then re-microwave it if you really want to make everything kind of gel, if you're working at a motel microwave. All right. I don't want to cook with a microwave, so I'm using stovetop here. Here we go. I'm going to make sure I've got some salt in there. Give it a little sprinkle. I'm going to go ahead and put these right in on the boiling water. You can see me putting in right now. So, immediately start stirring them in. And like I said, if you're in a tough situation where you have to heat the microwave, just cover it and let it sit. It will come back to life over time. One of the most useful and durable products is egg noodle. I've only got 2 pots going. This other pot over here is not working here. This is I cook in stainless steel, so working with stainless steel saves you from getting all that plastic that Teflon gives you. I mean, you got all kinds of bad things out there on linings of plant. Don't use the stickless stuff unless it's ceramic. They haven't worked all the details out yet. The ceramics look pretty good, but from experience, I cooked with that crappy Teflon back in the day, and I remember it used to chip off really easy. And we ate that food, and nobody did anything to stop it. Nobody did anything to prevent it, and they found a link between that and intestinal colon cancer. People were eating that food, made with stickless stuff, and they didn't even bother testing it. So don't cook with that. Use alternatives. The stickless ceramic look pretty good. This is a container that's made with stickless ceramic in it. So I'm actually drinking the coffee out of this ceramic lined interior. It's a process they use to create kind of a really hard shell finish. Yeah, I like gas stoves too, but I really like about this is you can see the burner coil heating up right there. Yeah. Give your pasta another shift so you don't want it to stick together. One of the tricks I do is I add Italian seasoning to the pasta. Let's give it a couple shakes in there. It adds flavoring to the pasta itself. So, all right, let's see what we got here. We got this beautiful mash of seaweed. I'm going to put that right on top of this dish over here. Well, look at all that seaweed I was able to create out of nothing. Isn't that amazing? And some chives I put in there. I'll throw that right in and cover it up. Just boom, boom, and you're done. Okay, I did wash the mushrooms, so what I'm gonna do is, thank you. Cut the mushrooms very simply. The best way to do mushrooms is just lay them down flat like this. Again, you can use canned mushrooms, it's perfectly fine. Boom, 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 slice, slice, slice. Super easy to cut mushrooms. If you want to do a crosshatch, you can, just for smaller pieces. All right. I'm going to put that right on top of the seaweed. And I'm going to put the broccoli florets that I've washed off in there as well. Pushing everything down onto the bottom. Yeah, I have not put my sardines in here yet. This is at level 6. That's at level 6. We're going to turn the noodles down to level 3. But that dish over here is going to be cooking fusion-wise, and I'm going to add my tomatoes and my sardine. Yummy. Things are looking good. Okay, it's best to not cook pasta with a lid on top unless it's slightly ajar. That'll leave some air out, because otherwise it'll do like it just did, blow up on you. But that's why I have this glass top, because it's really easy to clean when you have a spillover. I love the glass top cooking. I used to cook with gas quite a bit when I was younger. I used to use cast iron when I was a kid. I used to make breakfast every morning in cast iron with bacon and bacon grease. And I actually grew up with cast iron. The spiders, they call them. But they say the cast iron cooking adds iron to your dish. So that's actually an interesting thing. But I prefer stainless steel overall. All right. Yeah, I think Chef Ramsay's an incredible cook. But again, he uses a lot of salt in his cooking. So, that's one of the secrets the master chefs use. But it's also not that good for you. 25% of our population is sensitive to salt. Can cause problems like high blood pressure. You do need salt in your diet, but you don't need that much salt. Okay, we're almost ready for the garlic, the sardines, and the tomatoes. So we're going to open up the can of tomatoes here. While everything is steaming in the back and cooking, I am going to give everything a stir back there. Let me give it a nice stir. Kind of move it around so everything kind of pushes together. Okay. I'm going to throw a heaping teaspoon of garlic or a couple cloves, depending on how you look at it, 3 cloves. Let's throw that in there too. And I think I'm going to throw my salsa in right now just to give it a flavoring base. This looks really good. I always rinse it out and use all of the water in it. The salsa or these diced tomatoes can be used, either one. I'm just using both because I've got a lot of food to get rid of here. The tomatoes, that's an idea that it came to me when I was cooking. I realized that, like Manhattan chowder has a tomato base to it as opposed to old New England. And Manhattan chowder and clams work really well. So I tried this before with sardines, and something about tomatoes and sardines that really makes sense. Now, normally I would say sardines, I'm not going to eat this, but it's really quite good, especially mixed with the noodles. Yeah. You never had a sardine, Shelley? Well, they have a bone in them, but I get these boneless ones. They actually they've been deboned, skinless and boneless. And they're really good, wild caught from Costco. An entire package, I think 6 of them, 6 cans is like $7.50 or something, $7.99. Very affordable. All right. Okay, my pasta in back is done, so I'm going to turn it off. Egg noodles get done very quick, otherwise they're going to get starchy. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and work on separating the noodles now in the water. Again, you can use noodles. You can use the water for cooking other things, like say you have peas or something. I always put a little water, cold water running down, so it doesn't break my pipes with hot scalding water. But these noodles cook up really fast. They hydrate super fast, so it's good. All right, I'm going to put them right back in the container and just keep them hot like that. Put the cover on it. We're doing a really quick cook over here at level 6. So I'm going to go ahead and add my petite diced tomatoes. And now I'm going to put on top of all of that, I'm going to put my sardines. So with all the vegetables in here, you can just spoon them right in there whole. Get them all in there. They break up and flake as they go. You don't have to break them up much. They'll break up on their own. Whoops. I put the can inside there. Nice. So I'll be eating a little can tonight. Well, that can tasted real good. Was that an aluminum can? Oh, yeah. Nothing but the best. Now that edge inside is very sharp. Don't get near the edge. That's why I'm using a wooden spatula here. Yeah. Just kind of cover it all up at the top. And then continue cooking. I'm going to take a little water and put it in the base of this, just to grab all of the nutrition out of there. And I'm going to go from one can to the other. Kind of get all that loose material. I'll put that in there with it. Nice. Yummy. Yeah. You want to rinse your cans out because that's really that's good sardine. You can actually do something similar to this with salmon burgers or even imitation pollock. Like you can get imitation lobster and imitation crab. You can do something similar to this with that. But sardines are just very packable and ready to go. You can travel with them very easily. I don't think there is a sardine god. I wouldn't worry about it. They're tasty, I'll tell you. Like sardines. All right, we're going to go ahead and mix these ingredients together in a big bowl. trusted Corel ware from the 1970s. The salsa will give it a nice spicy taste. You can replace some of that spicy with a little bit of Tabasco or Cholula. I understand Cholula is becoming very popular now. We're not sending anything to Iran. This is a concoction of my own. Okay, we're ready to turn that burner off. All right. I'm going to give it a gentle mix of all the ingredients. Nice. It's kind of like a pasta primavera with sardines. That's the best way I can describe it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up here. We're getting done real quick tonight. I wanted to show you how easy it is to cook on the road if you happen to be traveling. You can't carry celery or onions with you, but you can carry chives and onion flakes that rehydrate with your seaweed. So there you go. You've got all your ingredients necessary to make this dish. You don't need the celery. It's not necessary, but it's nice to have a little extra crunch in your meal. Very fetching to an apron. Yeah, thought about getting an apron, but. All right, we're going to put our pasta down. I am going to add some Parmesan to this dish. Come here. Sarah puts it all the way back. Oh, God. Okay, here we go. I got this mega thing for like $5.99 at Costco. So Parmesan, enough Parmesan to last a half a year. Oh, my refrigerator's open. Somebody said, "Why do you have so many beers in there, Dave? You drink?" No, I don't. I just keep them around in case I do have a visitor. Okay, we're going to put this in here. Make sure you get it all off the bottom. You're going to take and literally put it, the big pasta dish right on top. Look at that. And then invert it so the onions are on the top. Voila. And then take and kind of stab it in there a little bit with your spatula. I'm using a wooden spatula, but just kind of rotate it in like this. All right, give it a couple work. You know, you're going to have all your flavors are coming together now in your dish, and you can just cover it up like that, and you're good to go. So dinner is served, everyone. Pasta Sardinia. When you want to get it ready to serve, you can pop it. You know, you have Parmesan at the table if you want, and we're going to put Parmesan on right now as we cover it up. Okay, this is going to be rehydrated, or rather reheated, I should say, not rehydrated, reheated, and it can be done very easily in a microwave or on a stovetop. You might even be able to put mayonnaise in it on a road trip and make a cold salad out of it. That's an option. It is real Parmesan, yeah. I think Kraft admitted that they use cellulose in their production, but I mean, it's like, okay, a little wood fiber never hurt anybody, right? Fish or fish, right? Some of the sardines figured it out, huh, Chef Gordon Ramsay? They know that they're going to be dinner for tonight. Now, all those sardines were not overcooked. They were just kind of setting on top. So they're cooked in the can. They're ready to go. And if you do get sardines with the bone in them, I recommend pulling the bone out. It's a little bit of a hassle, but some people just don't like eating little crunchy bones, even though they're edible and they're good calcium. So when you do buy sardines, always kind of, you can flay them open and pull that bone out. These are boneless, which is even better. Okay, I'm going to sign off. This is a short cooking show, but it can be done really quick on the highway with ingredients that you can dry and rehydrate on the fly. So thanks for coming in. We'll be back I'll be uploading this tonight, of course, at 2-ish and then I'll be going into the show in about a minute and a half. See me there. Take care. Bye-bye.